Hey everybody, it's Brad Montgomery. Are you an educator and are you burnt out? Well, this video can help. I'm going to give you some really specific tactics that will help you starting today, which honestly sounds, as I hear it come out of my mouth, sounds too good to be true. But hold on, because this is a doozy idea and it's backed in science, and I'm telling you, it's easy and it works. But first, let me lay on a couple of stats for you. They blew my mind because they just sound like typos. First one. According to Deloitte, 77% of your educators and support staff are burnt out. 2/3 of your staff is like really pooped, really exhausted, really overwhelmed. And according to the Harvard Business Review, 55% of your administrators and leaders are burnt out. Half of the leaders and 3/4 of your team. This is a really big problem. And we know already in education that recruitment and retention is a massive issue. Getting and holding people in your building, it's huge, isn't it? Well, this video is going to help. The topic of today's video is encouragement. So, what do I mean by that? It almost sounds, when we talk about encouragement, like we're talking about a light and fluffy topic like Care Bears. But I'm telling you, this is a highly studied phenomena. And the line between increases in strategic encouragement and improvements in culture and recruitment and retention and managing stress and burnout, that line is short and straight. Encouragement is free. Your people already know how to do it. It's massively underutilized according to all of the studies, and it works. So let's start with the low-hanging fruit. If you are burnt out or you're dealing with a staff who's burnt out, encourage people more. Let's talk about how to do that. So when people are burnt out, there's 3 big reasons why. The first 2 are really hard for us to manage quickly. First one is workload. They got too much of it. They're working too hard. And I know that's a really complicated issue and I can't address it in a short video. The second reason people are burnt out is typically people feel out of control. Like their life is just spinning without them. Their job is spinning without them. They don't have as much control of what they are doing as they would like, and they don't have as much control of the outcomes as they would like. Again, that's a tough topic. But before we completely move on to the third topic, let me give you one really specific tactic to deal with topic number 2, which is people feeling out of control. Ask them for help. What does that look like? I'm not talking about in a big meeting. I'm saying one-on-one, pulling people aside and saying like, burnout is a massive issue right now, right? In fact, I'm worried about you. I know I'm worried about me. Have you got any ideas about what we can do? Like, I'm asking you. I need your help. I want you to be part of the team and helping us to improve this culture so all of us can be safe, have the mental health we deserve to have, and want to come to work tomorrow. What are we going to do about it? The reason that kind of question is so powerful is suddenly you're empowering people and you're giving them control. In a place where they feel out of control, you're saying, could you help us control this? What do you have? Plus, there's a really good chance that if you ask everybody in your building that, you're going to get some really good ideas, aren't you? But now let's transition to the third thing, which is people feel burnt out because they don't have enough recognition. This is where encouragement comes in. It is a human condition that all of us crave the same thing. We want to be seen. No one wants to be educator 439. Nobody wants to be teacher 9042 or administrator 15,009. We want to be human. We want to be seen. We want to feel value. We want to feel as though we're part of something larger than us. And encouragement can do that. So let me give you a couple easy ways to do this. The first one is a surprising use of encouragement, and that is not directly encouraging people, but kind of checking in with them. So that means not in a meeting, but you one-on-one with your peers or with the people that are reporting to you. You need to check in with them and say things like, how are you? It's been hard, right? Beginning of the year or end of the year or whatever we are, it's been crazy lately. How are you holding up? And then just be quiet and listen. You need to let them know you're actually asking the question, and then you need to let them know you're actually listening to the question, this is the easiest way to encourage people, to make sure people realize, well, you know what, they weren't able to fix everything, but I felt validated, and I felt seen, and I felt that they cared. Already you've taken a massive step towards managing burnout. But let's talk about being a little more proactive in encouragement. What does that look like? It's as easy as it sounds. You know this because your mom taught you, your second grade teacher taught you. You've had role models who teach you. It's just telling people when they do good work. So what could that be? That could be something as easy as, I notice when you walk in the building, you've always got a smile on your face. And that is so important, and it means a lot to the students and the staff, but I'm telling you, it means a lot to me. Thank you. Can you imagine? Imagine yourself getting that sort of feedback from a peer or a manager or administrator. Are you kidding me? That counts. So what are some other bits of encouragement that might work? It might mean, you know what? I heard the story about you managing that family was upset, and they came in and they had a whole meeting, and it was kind of rough, and I heard you did great. Did it go as well for you as I heard it did? Maybe it's just I saw you dealing with a difficult student in the hallway, and man, I thought that was textbook. I learned a lot. You were kind of inspiring to me, so I just thought you should know I was so glad I caught that, because it was like a work of art. Maybe it's even smaller. Maybe it's, you know what, when we had that meeting and you made that little joke, it kind of broke the tension. We needed that. Well done. Or maybe it's, how come you're always so well dressed? I want to dress like you. Get it? It can be big. It could be small. It could be, you know what? I end up eating lunch with you in the lounge at least once a week. You always have the best food. You must be a really good cook. Get it? It just doesn't matter. Make sure people feel human. Make sure people feel seen. And make sure they feel valued. Let's talk about the side effect of encouragement. Again, backed by science. When you are the leader, either in status because you're administrator, or you're just the leader in that interaction, you're offering somebody encouragement. Clearly, the person who is receiving the encouragement is getting something out of the transaction. They're feeling better. But the magical side effect is you, as the encourager, receive even more than the person who received your encouragement. The giver gets more than the receiver. Backed by science, it does sort of make sense. So here's my final tip for you. If you are dealing with burnout right now, think to yourself, how can I improve somebody else's burnout status today? How can I make them better? And just focus on them. And then notice after that interaction or series of interactions, how much better you feel about yourself, how much less burnt out you are. It's amazing. If you're having a crappy day, make someone else's day better. See how that works for you. Magic. All right, if you are dealing with burnout, if you have a team that's dealing with burnout, if your district is dealing with burnout, this is something I do. Bring me in. I'm a speaker. We'll make it funny. We'll make it a celebration, but also we'll give them some tactics about how to use encouragement to deal with everyday stress, with that feeling of overwhelm and overwork. We're going to give them some tips to make sure that they want to come to work tomorrow, next day, next year, next decade. Brad Montgomery, bradmontgomery.com. You've got this. Thanks, everybody.